Hi. So I haven't made a video on this YouTube channel in like a really long time. And now there are like 2,000 of you out there now. And that's great. That's awesome, actually. But I haven't made anything in a really long time, and I'd like to start again. But that's not why you're here. You're not here to hear me talk about that. You're here because you want to know how to make an interesting montage video. And boy, can I help you out there, because that's all I ever seem to do nowadays, is make montage videos. Between my latest short films have all been montages. I made some behind the scenes videos. I recently made my first wedding highlight reel, so that was cool. I got a message from someone on Facebook who was asking for tips on how to shoot his first wedding, and I thought, well, if he's coming to me for advice, then maybe I have something to share. So without further ado, here are my tips for how to make an emotionally engaging montage video. Tip number 1, which is probably the most important thing ever for any video, is absolutely 100% music. I cannot stress that enough. Any film that has ever made you cry, you weren't crying because of the story. You think you were, but you weren't. You were crying because the music made you cry. I challenge you right now to go watch the first scene of Up with the sound muted. You won't feel anything. Then go listen to the music for that scene, and that alone will make you cry.
Hey, who left this bowl of onions here?
It's like magic, honestly. I will spend hours before I make a video just searching for the right track, because I know that in order to make the audience feel what I want them to feel, I have to have the perfect music for it, and it has to fit exactly what's in my head. And sometimes I find music that's better than what's in my head. Sometimes I don't find it at all. I'm one of these people that likes to cut to the music, so I find the track I want to use before I do anything else, and then I cut to that, so it all works together perfectly. There are some wedding montage videos on YouTube shot with cameras that are much better than mine, and the music is terrible, and it always makes me think, like, what are you doing? The second thing I always do for my montage videos is I like to shoot in slow motion. It's kind of just an aesthetic thing for me, but it really helps to make everything look very perfect and clean and, you know, dreamy. Because that's what we're going for here, is like dreamy.
We're dreaming?
Most movies are shot at 24 frames a second. So in order to make slow motion that looks convincing, you have to shoot in a frame rate that's higher than 24, so that when you slow it down, it still looks natural. The general rule is that you don't want to slow it down below 24 frames a second, or it can get really choppy and awkward. So like for 60 frames a second, you would only want to slow that down 40%, because if you go any lower, you're actually going to have a video that plays at less than 24 frames a second. If you have a camera that can shoot at a really high frame rate, like 120 frames a second, you could slow that down even further to like 20%. And it would still look really good. But unfortunately, a lot of cheaper cameras can't do that. I'm content with 60 because I think it looks good, and I think it's enough for what I have to do. So another thing that's important to remember about montage videos is to get a very wide variety of shots. That means getting a lot of close-ups of objects, you know, maybe a wide shot of a room, getting a lot of smiling people, because, you know, we all like smiling people, and you want to show the happiness of the event. I promise you, whatever event you're shooting, you want people to look happy, like they're having a good time. Because if they're not, there's a problem. If you can, you probably want to get some like lens flares, maybe some film burns to kind of, you know, make the footage look extra spicy. That's not really like the best, that's not what I meant to say. Aesthetic. That's what I'm looking for. I have two lenses for my camera. I have an 18 to 55 millimeter and then a 50 millimeter lens. And my 50 is a lot better for close-up shots. And I generally use that for my montage stuff, because anytime you can get that really pretty shallow depth of field, like out of focus bokeh in the background, looks great. For the wedding highlight reel that I shot, I pretty much only used my 50mm lens. While it would have been nice to get some variety in the lenses I was using, I honestly think that the 50mm has much better, it gets much better shots. If you have a lot of shaky footage, the slow motion will help with that, but I strongly recommend using Premiere's warp stabilizer effect. While it's not perfect, if your footage is too shaky, it can really help smooth things out and make everything just that much cleaner. That's basically it. That's all I really had for this video. It's a formula that works with literally anything, and just to prove it, I went out and shot my own montage video of the ugliest thing I could think of, which was a trash can. Roll clip. See, literally anything. It works with anything. So anyway, those are my tips. I hope that this helps you at all in any situation, and I would very much like to keep doing more instructional videos like this. So if you guys are interested in more After Effects tutorials or, you know, more behind the scenes videos, definitely let me know down in the comments, because I will definitely be reading those to hear your suggestions. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.